Hello then, welcome to the very first episode of Talking Supernatural with your host Paul. Supernatural is my favourite show, and it always will be. And now the season is, well, the show has wrapped up, not the season, the show has wrapped up. I thought I would make a channel dedicated to that show. We're going to have reactions, reviews. I'm going to have people on to discuss episodes, people who love the show, people who've never seen it. And we're just going to have a lot of fun. So I thought I'd start my very first ever episode with me personally ranking the Supernatural seasons and discussing a little bit about each season, what I liked, what I didn't, and would go from there. So yes, if you love Supernatural as much as I do, then click the like and the subscribe button and turn notifications on, because I'm going to be bringing a lot of Supernatural content to this channel. Like I said, I'm going to do reactions. Although I've seen the show, I'm going to discuss how I felt when I first watched the episodes and stuff like that. Give opinions on that episode as it happens, and have a lot of fun with it. So if you're interested in A, watching this, or B, joining in, maybe coming on for an episode to discuss an episode I'm watching or your favourite episode, then definitely subscribe and leave a comment. So yeah, let's just get into this now. So I've got my list here. Cast here is obviously the best. Baby, still great. Who doesn't love Baby? And good, I just put good. Meh is, well, you know what meh is. And Bugs, well, we all know what Bugs is. So I'm going to start in no particular order. I'm going to go with, let's see here. I'm going to have to start with season 12, and I'm going to stick it right there. Season 12. British Men Letters and the return of Mary Winchester. I don't like this season at all. There are some good episodes, of course. With every season there is some good episodes. But I did not like this season. Mary came back and immediately I hated her. Like, come on. Their mother died. The whole basis of this show was to do with Mary. She dies. It sends their father, John, on a quest to get revenge with the demon. And then obviously Sam and Dean are brought up in that life. And then Mary comes back, and her first thing she wants to do is run away from her children because they become hunters. And that's not what she wanted. So what does she do? She hunts. It made no sense to me. Just terrible. Really, really terrible. And the British Men Letters were just boring. They really were. I did not like them at all. So we'll move on. I'm going to go with season 1. I'm going to stick that in Baby, which is a great season, but it is good. It's really good. Obviously, it's the first time we'll meet the boys and find out, they've lived this life for such a long time and they're hunting for their father. But there is some stinkers, with Bugs in particular being still my worst episode. It really is. And I mean, there's been some bad episodes like the Internet Ghost and season 6 with the dog. Well, it's a werewolf. No, it's not. I can't remember what it is. It changed. I've only seen that episode twice, and that's how bad it was. And the Mannequin 3 episode, just my god. But yes, season 1 has a lot of good episodes, but I don't think it is cast here. Simply because they're finding their feet in the first season, which all shows do, and it is great, but it's, like I said, it's not cast here. But moving on to season 2, it's literal perfection. I don't think there's an actual bad episode for me. Again, I just want to clarify, these are my personal opinions. This season 2, does not have a bad episode. The boys deal with the loss of their father, and Dean kind of goes off the rails because he finds out, that John gave his life for his son, but also then told him if he couldn't save Sam, he'd have to kill him. And I mean, imagine having that put on your shoulders. Do you know what I mean? It would send you insane. And then we've got the episode where Sam starts to fall for Madison, and they think they've cured her from being a werewolf, and it turns out she's not, and then Sam has to kill her. And just showing you that Sam finds people that he loves, or like Jessica, or people he's intimate with, like Madison, and still he loses them. And I think it's a good statement the show makes, that, you know, loss and love, they do it really well, especially in the earlier seasons anyway. But yeah, I would say definitely season 2 is up there with the best of them. It really is. It's a fantastic season. And Dean selling his soul for Sam at the end, it comes full circle. After all the things he said about what's dead should stay dead and stuff like that, and then he goes and sells his soul for 1 year, which leads us to season 3. Right, so season 3, I would say, is in the baby tier. I don't know if it's because of the writer's strike, but it felt kind of weak to me. But again, we didn't get that many episodes, so they didn't get that long to tell the story that they wanted to tell. But again, some great episodes. Hendrickson finally finding out that Sam and Dean are actually good guys. He's been chasing them since season 2. I think that is a great episode, and obviously the final episode and Mystery Spot, great episodes, and Yellow Fever, again, a great episode. No, that's Yellow Fever's not season 3, is it? No, that's my brain. No, Yellow Fever is season 4, I believe. But yes, Mystery Spot is a great episode. But again, there are still some episodes in that season that I didn't like, with the ghost ship. Just terrible. Just terrible. But it's a good season. And then the biggest shock, of course, when you watch this season, or like any other season you see for the first time, and then Dean actually died. My God, that was shocking. Really shocking. I didn't expect it to happen. I thought, you know, he's going to come through this. But it turns out he didn't at the end, and he was killed by, it's not Ruby, I'm forgetting her name, Lilith. Lilith possesses Ruby's meat suit, and she kills him with the Hellhounds. A great season, but not perfect like season 2. Season 4, again, I'm going to stick in the... I'm going to stick it in Cass here. I am. It's the inclusion of Cass, he's one of my favourite characters. I don't think there's a bad episode in season 4, not that I remember. It's the inclusion of the angels first and foremost, even though we did get an angel in season 2, but we didn't know this until season 5 with Gabriel. It's just a great season. Sam slips to the dark side because Ruby's manipulating him, but again, we don't know this at first. And I just think it's a great season, and it expands the folklore of the show. It brings in angels, and then they've got the war between angels and demons and to stop the apocalypse. And I just think overall it's a fantastic season. It really is. Sam living without Dean for months, he's become a stronger and better hunter. But then you find out it's because of the demon blood as well. And again, some great episodes. I just really, really love this season. We're going to go straight on to season 5 now. This season 5 is cast here. It is my favourite season, okay? It's just, I think no matter how many times I watch it, I don't get bored. I think there's some great standalone episodes, and then there's some great episodes that, you know, round out the season with, in particular, Swan Song. It still makes me cry when I watch that episode. It genuinely does. It's a beautiful season. The brothers, although they end on releasing Lucifer, the build that relationship up again. And that's the one thing I love about the show is Sam and Dean, they trust each other, they've got each other's back. And it takes a few episodes to get there. And I know near the end, Dean does want to give up and say yes to Michael, but he just couldn't upset his brother. And I think that's the beauty of this show. The love for each other is what, A, helps them fight, but also B, causes a lot of the problems in this show. But yeah, we'll get changing channels as well, which is another fantastic episode. I love the meta in that. And the... oh no, that's season 4, isn't it? The wishing episode with the teddy bear. Yeah, that's season 4. But yeah, season 5 is definitely cast here. I'm not going to go, super into depth with these because that's what I'm going to leave the reviews and the reactions for and the discussion videos. But yes, definitely cast here. Now, season 6, I'm going to have to put here. Season 5 was so strong. Okay, it was so strong. It was literally a perfect season. Seasons 1 to 5, Eric Kripke had a story to tell. He knew where it was going to go from the beginning, allegedly, and he did such a good job with it. He did a fantastic job. The narrative from seasons 1 to 5 were great. Obviously, the way in all perfect seasons, like I said, seasons 1 and 3 aren't perfect seasons, but either way, that this seasons 1 to 5 are still great stories. They really are. So yeah, I put season 6 in here because there was a big shift in the story, and they made Cass the villain, which was a surprise when I first saw it, but I just didn't understand the logic behind it, and the inclusion of all the Campbells. I don't know. To me, it didn't land. I think they did some brave things with Sam killing the Samuel Campbell. I think that it was good to do that, but the villains, they just weren't that great. The mother of all, Eve, again, a terrible villain. And then Cass being the big bad at the end, I didn't really like that at all. I do watch that season more than I do watch season 12. I will be honest, because there is some great episodes with the time travel and going back into the Wild West and stuff like that. And the French Mistake, I think, is a fantastic episode. I think it's really, really good. But I don't want to change my ranking on it because overall the season is just not good at all. So we'll move on to season 7. And now, a lot of people might not agree with this, but I'm sticking that up there with good. Because season 7, a lot of people didn't like it. I get that. But the inclusion of Dick Roman, the fact that the boys were on their own, all that network of hunters was gone. They even lost Baby, which killed us. But it felt like a season 1, if that makes sense. They had the overarching bad guy, but it felt more grounded in the fact that there was no angel in that corner to save them with the death of Cass. It felt like high stakes, real stakes, which I think is great. I don't really want to discuss the episodes because I do have a video where I'm going to go into depth of season 7, so I'm just going to leave it there with season 7, but I did really, really enjoy it. I think it was a good season. And then moving on to season 8, again, a good season. There is no season as bad as season 12, so I don't think we're going to get a Bugs season, but I liked the trials. I think they were great. And Metatron, I did enjoy. I know people hated Metatron, but I did enjoy Metatron as a villain. I think I can't move it to Met because I did really enjoy it. I liked the flashbacks to Purgatory, and I liked the inclusion of Benny. And I like that the shift between Sam and Dean. Dean was the one who was on the side of the monster simply because he had lived that life for a year. Sam had retired. I didn't like his kind of flashbacks because I didn't like his girlfriend, whose name escapes us, Olivia or something. I didn't like that. Sam hit a dog and that was his character arc that season until the end of that season where he's basically crying to Dean and he says, the thing I apologize was how many times I had upset you or neglected you or screwed up with you and stuff like that. And I think that was great. Again, moving on to season 9, a good season, not a great season, a good season. It's the Falling of the Angels and Metatron, and then of course leading into Demon Dean. I just don't like the seasons where the brothers are constantly lying and manipulating each other. I mean, I know there's a lot of that in the previous seasons as well. It is that character arc to just constantly do that, but they're doing it for a good reason in their mind. But I think it is a good season. I did like Sam's acting, Jared's acting in this season, because he could just switch on changing from Sam to Zeke, and I think that was really good acting on his part. I love the fact that we got a lot of Crowley, because Crowley is another one of my favourite actors, and he's like part human and stuff like that. I did enjoy that, and I liked the Vote Crowley stuff. I think was good, but not the best season. But again, I don't think there's a season where I would put with season 12. Overall, season 12 is still my worst. Season 10, again, I'm going to say good. It's one of those things where season 10 you got Demon Dean, but we only got him for so short a time. The thing I've noticed about the show is Sam gets a lot of the overarching storylines, and Dean's just his protector, if that makes sense. So with Demon Dean, I was hoping would get 9-10 episodes with Demon Dean, or Demon Dean would make a return, and he doesn't. And Demon Dean was just Dean with different hair, and he didn't care. He was still Dean, do you know what I mean? But I love that. I love that he was still Dean. He just didn't care about Sam or his car or being a demon. He just was having fun. He was annoying people and sleeping with who he wanted, and that was great. But I don't know. Just it's not like a perfect season at all. A lot of new stuff's brought into it, which leads into season 11. Obviously, you've got the mark of Cain still on Dean's arm, and obviously the repercussions of that and stuff. But again, just a good season. So move on to season 11. Yeah, it's a great season. It feels like season 5 again with the darkness. I love Cassifer. I know a lot of people didn't. I loved Cassifer. I think every time Misha Collins gets to camp it up or like really chew the scenery, I think is great. I loved his German version of himself with the mouth twitches and all sorts of stuff. I know some people don't, and I understand that I do, but I genuinely loved it. And the only negative I'll say about that season is the season finale. It just felt like such a nothing episode. All that build up to the end of the world for it just to be God who's like, oh, okay, let's be friends again. And it came across as a bit crap for me. But overall, the season was great. The first 2 episodes felt like The Walking Dead. They felt like really, really good episodes. And I was hoping we'd get more of that. And then obviously Amara with Crowley and stuff, I enjoyed that. He was like the evil uncle kind of thing. But yeah, season 11, definitely a great season that I really, really enjoyed. Again, it's not cast here because I don't think any other seasons are. But yeah, a really great season. So season 13... is there... okay, no... yeah... Season 13 is... it's alright. I genuinely struggle with these later seasons, I do. Yeah, season 13, again, I want to do a full video on season 13. I want to give my opinion, so I'll leave it at good right now. I might come back and re-update this in a later episode. It's alright. It is good. It is good. Again, like I said, I'll leave that there because I do want to do an in-depth analysis of that season. And again, season 14, I will put in the good pile. I really will. And again, another analysis of that season is coming, so I'll leave it there. And 15, this is the one that's going to hurt the most. I'm going to have to put it as meh. I really am. And again, I might come back because I've only seen season 15 once. I just didn't think it was a great season for the final season. It could have been so much better. It really could. And I was considering putting it in the Bugs season, in the Bugs ranking, which being, again, the worst. But there is some good episodes. But there is also some episodes that I just hated. The plot armor. God is the reason why they were good hunters. It literally killed the whole season for me. It really did. Because Sam and Dean were taught by their father, John. Okay, they could pick a lock because of John. They could fight monsters because of John. They became super badass hunters, not because God said they could. That really annoyed me that season. It really, really did. It actually killed my whole passion for the show. I did reactions on my other channel, if anyone finds us from there, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't continue on. I am going to go back and I'm going to do them, but it really put me in a bad place, because Sam and Dean, that although we do get funny episodes and we do get funny funny seasons and stuff, well, not funny seasons, like funny episodes and like meta to the show, I just hated the fact that they got their powers. Their powers taken away. They didn't have powers. They were just honed in battle. Everything they learned was from their father, and it was like they needed a magic coin to get that back. And I hated it. I really did hate it. The episode before the season finale, I really enjoyed. I understand, because of COVID, they could only do so much, and they came in, they shot what they could and how they could, and that's fine. And then the series finale, it just, I don't know. It just, again, I'll leave that for a future video, because I want to discuss season 15 and not my hopes for a season 16, whether it's 5 years from now. But I'm going to blame it on COVID, with the season being as bad as it was. And I won't lie, I cried like a baby when the season ended, when the show ended, and I did like the ending at first, but I haven't gone back to watch it because I want to go through the whole show again. But just the way it ended, I wasn't happy. Cass died for Dean. Okay, he admitted his love for Dean. Whether you see that as them being in a gay relationship or just as friends, that's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind the ship. And quite frankly, if they said, yeah, Dean was gay for Cass, I'd be, all right, cool. That is not my issue. My issue is Cass is crying, saying how much he loved Dean, and then the next episode, Dean spends 30 seconds mourning Cass, and then it's just back to jokes, and I didn't like that at all. And again, I'm putting that in with maybe COVID and changing writers or something like that, but I think they should have spent more time on that. And when God lost all his powers and Jack got his powers, like the first thing in my mind, Dean would have been like, bring Cass back. But he didn't. He just left it as it was, and I just hated that. But again, I'm going to go in depth with that properly. I'm going to go in depth with all the seasons again, so if you like these kind of videos, definitely do subscribe. But yeah, those are my rankings of the seasons. Again, it could be subject to change. It's kind of sad to see that there's only 3 Cass tier seasons, but I have to be honest, I really, really do. But yeah, thank you very much for coming out to watch my very first episode of Talking Supernatural. This show is going to be dedicated to exactly that, Talking Supernatural. I will have guests on, I will have people coming in. If you're a fan of the show and you don't mind being on this channel and you want to discuss an episode as I go through them, that would be great. If you want to leave a comment, I'll read comments out and stuff like that, and we'll discuss comments, and just everything Supernatural is going to be in this channel. So hopefully you will drop a like and subscribe, leave comments, and I'll see you all again very soon for more Supernatural related content.